Guys, I'm so glad I tried these 10 fragrances. Honestly, these scents are ones that I kind of was on the fence about. I was not overly excited to try them in the first place, but once I actually discovered them, I ended up realizing how good they really were. Some of them I had heard about for a while, and I just kept putting it off and not really, reaching to try it. And other ones I had, heard about pretty quickly, and even though I wasn't fully on board with it, I still ended up purchasing it anyway, mostly just to share my thoughts on it with you guys. That's kind of, what I do. I buy fragrances and, tell you guys all about them, really regardless if I think it's going to be good or not. And like I mentioned, with these 10 fragrances here, these are some of my favorite fragrance discoveries. Some of these are well known and talked about, and some of these are honestly kind of swept under the rug a little bit. They just don't get too much love or, talked about a lot. So let me know your favorite fragrance discoveries down below in the comments. I'm always curious to hear from you guys. And of course, if you like videos like this, make sure you like the video and get subscribed to the channel. That way you see more of these videos show up in your subscription feed. And also, if you want to pick up any of these fragrances, hit those links down below. Check them out there. They're going to be some of the best prices around. Let's go and jump into this one. First up, we have Issey Miyake Noir Argent, or Nuit Noir Argent, whatever name you want to go with here, because it's got a long name. This fragrance is one I discovered sometime at the end of last year during winter, like November, December, somewhere around in there. And it was a fragrance that I just completely bought off a whim. I didn't really hear anyone talking about this one. I saw it pop up for a good deal on discounters, and I looked at the notes. The notes looked really good, so I bought it. Little did I know this was going to be one of my favorite fall and winter fragrances, and one that I was going to be wearing a lot, and one that just really surprised me. With a fragrance house like Issey Miyake, they're putting out all of these new fragrances constantly. They got all their summer releases, all of their different flankers upon flankers upon flankers. There's a ton of Issey Miyake fragrances in this type of bottle. So when I look at them, I just automatically kind of think that's going to smell similar to a lot of the other ones, or that's just going to be a bit boring. But among all of those fragrances, every now and then you will get a diamond in the rough, and this is one of those fragrances. This is very, very unique, very high quality, and honestly is extremely impressive. If I smelled this blindfolded, I would have never guessed that this was coming from Issey Miyake. You got this one, you got Pulse of the Night, and you got a couple others that are really highly respected, and the rest are just kind of just okay. But I can tell you this one is more than just okay. It's one of my personal favorites. I love the smell of it. It's something different and refreshing for a designer scent, and it smells great for fall and winter time. Issey Miyake Noir Argent. Up next, we have one of my favorites for summer, Bvlgari Aqua Atlantique. Yes, believe it or not, one of my most beloved, talked about scents. I put it off for a while. At the time, I had Sauvage, I had Dylan Blue, and seeing that it got compared to both of those, I'm like, I probably don't really need this one, right? I have those other scents. I didn't really realize the magic that this one had until eventually I blind bought it. At the time, when I was interested in it, it was just starting to hit discounters, and at that time, it was a lot more expensive than what it is now. It was basically pretty close to buying it retail, because again, it was a new scent. It was just hitting discounters. The prices were still high, so that was part of the reason where I was kind of putting it off. And again, along with the fact that I have Dylan Blue, I have Sauvage. In my head, I'm like, I don't need this. But eventually, there was a point where FragranceNet had a really good deal on like an unboxed or a tester or something. It was like $40, which was unheard of at the time for this scent because it was new, and I bought it and I haven't looked back. At this point, I have like 3 bottles. I'm stocking up on it because I wear it all the time. You can see this bottle here is about empty. I wear through this stuff all the time in the summertime. It's a beautiful, unique, aquatic marine scent with a nice ambroxan, mass appealing edge. It smells great, and it's one that, ever since I've tried it, I'm so glad that I did. Up next, we have Hugo Boss Reversed. This one is kind of one of those polarizing releases where I think it's really good, and some people think it's not really good. And it's completely a personal preference thing with this one. In my opinion, the most unique smelling from the Hugo Boss line. I have the new Hugo Boss Now. I have Hugo Boss Iced. I've smelled the original Hugo Boss, in this type of bottle. They all smell really good, but but this one separates itself, and I think that's honestly really cool. And not only separates itself from the line, but also from other summer fragrances. You know, there's not too many that smell like this one. It's got a nice sparkling quality, a nice vetiver note. The quality comes across really good, it's better quality than the others from the line, and I think it's a winter scent for summertime. It's a great one to have around with good performance as well, and it's one that as soon as I tried it, I knew it was something for me, and it was something that resonated with me really well, and it's one that I do really enjoy wearing in the summer months. Up next we have Aqua Profondo. This is a truly special scent. This one really has something magical about it, something special about it. You know, this one kind of resonates with me just like Aqua Profumo did. When I first got that one, I was blown away. I became obsessed with it. I wore it all the time, and I still do really enjoy the scent. This one also does that for me. It's just so refreshing, kind of like a mineral smell, aquatic, musky. It's a very sexy scent that is perfect for summertime. And while it may not have the same like smoky, dark, mature, also mysterious edge that Profumo has, this one has maybe a bit more of a bright, fresh summer day type of smell, while still having a little bit of a masculine edge and a touch of a mysterious quality as well. It smells great, has great performance, and is honestly a really, really good release this year. Probably one of my favorite releases so far. This is one worth getting and trying. It's awesome. Up next, we have Armani Code Absolu. This was a new release as of last year. And again, I picked this one up towards the end of the year, and I was wearing it a lot in the winter time. Just smelling this one from the atomizer again right now just makes me to where I can't wait to just bathe in this stuff coming up this fall and winter. I've been missing it. I've worn it here a couple times this summer, just inside, kind of like in the evenings, because I've been craving this scent. I love it. I think it's an incredible flanker. It's really good, just like Armani Code Profumo. I love it so much. You know, they've really kind of stepped up their game with the flankers here. This one was definitely a hit in my book. Aqua Profondo, another great one. So I hope they kind of keep on this winning streak here, because this scent is amazing for fall and winter. It's a bit more of a grown-up, sexier version of Profumo is one way to put it. Armani Code Profumo, that is. That one's a bit more loud, a bit more playful. This one kind of is a little bit more smooth, refined, and is just kind of for, you know, a nice date evening, whereas Profumo will be something more for like when you want to be a bit more loud, parties, going, you know, outdoors in the winter, things like that. Up next, we have Pure Excess Night by Paco Rabanne. I love this scent, and it doesn't get all that much love. If I remember correctly, the original Pure Excess got a lot more attention than this one did. This guy here just didn't seem to get too much praise and talked about too much, but in my opinion, it's a great flanker and also a better version than the original Pure XS. If you haven't tried this one, I would give it a shot. It's a bit more unique and a bit more just interesting, I guess, than the original Pure XS. It's a nice, warm, spicy scent. Oh, it smells so good. For fall and winter, this is a great, great option. It's on discounter, so you can pick it up for a discounted price. It's awesome, and it's one I'm so glad that I tried. Moving along, we have Chanel Platinum Egoiste. This is one where I had heard about for a long, long time. You know, I'd hear it mentioned here and there, but I was just never really actually interested in trying it until, you know, sometime relatively recently, finally ended up grabbing a bottle off of FragranceNet, and I loved it. I was instantly hooked, and I knew that I was missing out on something great as soon as I tried it. I wish I would have tried it sooner, but I'm so glad that I eventually did. It's one that I reach for a lot. This is a dumb reach fragrance for me. When I just want to feel and smell clean and refreshed, I wear this one. Simple as that, and it just works so well for that. It smells like you've just stepped out of the shower after you bathed in a nice, really expensive soap. Amazing, amazing stuff here. Chanel Platinum Egoiste. So for this next one here, if you were to ask me, what does fall smell like to you? Fall is in the season, autumn, you know, when the leaves are falling. If you could sum that up into one fragrance, what would that be? And my answer, although I would have a couple of them, one that would for sure be in like my top 3 smelling fall fragrances would be this guy, Parfums de Marly Habdan. A nice apple, resinous, kind of balsamic, sweet scent. It smells so amazing. It's got a spiciness as well. This smells like fall to me. You know, you got ones like this, Yves Saint Laurent L'Homme, even Parfums de Marly Layton, that's another one. Those fragrances are kind of the epitome for fall. You know, when I think of fall, these are the scents that I think of. Mainly for this one, it's going to be the apple and the spices, kind of the cinnamon. Kind of reminds me of, you know, just the apple spiced smelling stuff. You know, you can buy those brooms, you know what I'm talking about, those brooms that are cinnamon and they smell good. You got stuff like that. You have apple cider and apple cider donuts, you know, all that stuff. It smells like fall. Nice, crisp fall air summed up here in this bottle. A truly amazing scent from Parfums de Marly. Normally they're really good at making these mass appealing niche fragrances, but from their kind of exclusive line here, where they have Habdan and Argent and a few others kind of in this different line, it's more niche, but it's also so much more creative, and it smells incredible. Great performance, great quality, and overall great smelling fall scent right here. One of my all-time favorite discoveries, Parfums de Marly Habdan. Finally, last up, we have another one that, you know, I've known about for a while. Found out about it kind of probably a couple years ago, but I just didn't want to spend the money on it at the time, even though it did look really good. Eventually here this summer, maybe slash spring, probably mostly summer, I ended up picking this one up. Tom Ford Oud Minerale. Of course, is a private blend. These are going to run you about $150-ish on discounters. Again, I'll leave the FragranceNet 35% off and the FragranceX 15% off code, so you can use those and get good deals on these. Around $150, give or take, for Oud Minerale for 50 ml. Prices vary, especially on these private blends, so, you know, that may not be accurate as of right now, but that's about what I paid for this. So, you know, it's kind of a tough pill to swallow for a 50 ml bottle. That's pretty expensive, but it's a great, great scent. It literally smells like sunscreen to me in a way, like this nice expensive sunscreen, which is weird because it has oud and it has seaweed and sea salt. You would think it would be a bit more heavy and almost stanky, but it isn't. It's very fresh and sunscreeny, and it literally smells like you're at the pool in summertime. At least that's what I get out of it. Maybe some of you will agree, some of you won't, but it's a very high-end, expensive smelling summer fragrance that you can wear in evenings and daytime, dressed up, dressed down. It'll work for about everything. So guys, that's going to do it for me. That was 10 of my favorite fragrance discoveries. I love these scents, and I'm so glad that I eventually came to my senses and tried these, because again, some of these I put off for a long time, like a couple of years, and others I didn't really put off that long because they were kind of newer, but I bought them on a whim, really more so I can share my thoughts with you guys, even though in my head I was thinking, okay, this may not be that good, still want to pick it up and tell you guys about it, and it ended up working really good in my favor because I ended up loving it. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, if you like videos like this one, make sure you leave a like down below. I really do appreciate it, and also get subscribed if you like these videos. Got a lot more videos coming up. I know I've been a little bit kind of spotty here with uploads. Been very busy, been trying to enjoy summer while, you know, we're able to kind of get out and do stuff, go boating, and, you know, just be outdoors and stuff. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with videos, but I do have a lot of videos backlogged and ready to go. Also have my $1,000 fragrance haul selected by you guys almost done. I'm still waiting on a couple more packages that'll come in a day or two. Then we'll open those all up on camera, and I'll share my thoughts and also do the giveaway. So stay tuned for that. Get subscribed. And if you want to pick up any of the fragrances in today's video, hit those links down below. Check them out there. Get you the best prices around. That's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow night with another one. Take care.